Hey guys, Amy Williams here. I wanted to make this really quick video for you about this subject that for some people it's kind of weird, but so many people it's actually really normal and a part of their world, and they just don't have anybody to talk to about it. And it really has become more of a part of my world in the last 6 years, and in really like fun little normal life sneaky ways. And so I'm going to give you just this quick data drop. Do you talk to your plants? Do you have communications with maybe your dead grandma or parent or somebody else in your world that passed on that you really cared about, and it just feels really nice to just say hi to them? A few years ago, I got this whole different perspective on what an entity is. Most of us grow up with, around this time of year, Halloween, talking about ghosts or spirits, or in the Hispanic culture, it's huge, the Dia de los Muertos and the Day of the Dead. And in the Chinese culture, they're very connected to their ancestors. And so I, uh, I was taking some classes and doing some reading, and they started to share this idea that the word entity, like it's a legal term for a business. And that what if an entity isn't just like, ooh, some being that's messing with things in your house or bugging you or something like that? What if it could be that, but it could also be any creation, any being that doesn't happen to have a body? Well, how many people do you know that say things like, well, my muse talks to me, or my plants talk to me, or I talk to my plants? So the idea is that a book or a painting or a beautiful work of art, maybe you're an artist and you say, I have tons of paintings in me. Well, each of those things is a being, is a creation, just like having a baby. Well, not just like, but different process. we we add to the creation energy to bring this other being into the world. So, that's a whole different way to look at it, that brings you into a different kind of communion with your life and with the world. And a lot of people have these things in their language, but they don't even notice them. And that's kind of what happened to me the first time that I realized that I could actually hear my plants. It was after Christmas one year, and I have this, actually, it's this corner over here where the plants live, and I moved them to my office. And then, a month or so later, the plants have gone through their things. And so I was going to like pull the dead stuff off so it didn't end up all over my house and I had to vacuum. So there are some plants where it's just crumbly, crunchy, it dies faster, and I was pulling that stuff off. And then I went to the peace lily. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but peace lilies can be kind of drama queens. I didn't know it until this. And I went to pull on it, and it wasn't as dry and crackly. And I just heard this kind of like, ow, be careful. Now, I didn't really hear it in my ear like a person, but it was just really strong and quick, a light thought in my head with the intensity of kind of a drama queen. Does that make any sense to you? Anyway, I went, oh my gosh. Yeah, I could be nicer right now. And I got a scissors and I did the thing. And then I went, oh my gosh. For years, I have been saying, just a second, honey, we can leave in a minute. The plants are screaming at me. I got to water them real quick. And I noticed that I would get that like really strong sense if I had forgotten to water them on, the time frame I usually do. And that's when it hit me. Oh my gosh, I am perceiving that. Who knew? I had a capacity to perceive that. And so since that time, I have come into this communion and conversation with other types of beings. Like when I made my last CD, which is a meditation thing a few years ago, I really talked to it. When I create a class, I talk to it. Hey class, where would you like to be? It is a creation and other people can contribute to it. Just like in my days of making my music CDs, where it was so fun for me to collaborate and go like, oh, who wants to do this costume for the photo shoot? Who wants to do the photo shoot? What color would this like to be? What songs want to be on it? And so that was happening. I just never thought of it in the same way as talking to a being that is being created and then has its own life form and goes out into the world. So, like a child, then you can nurture it and grow it up and help it move on to do its thing, to have its life. So, one other thing that happened more recently that it took me by surprise. One of the things I teach in all of the body classes I teach is a quote from one of my mentors, a guy named Gary Douglas, who says, "Your body is a sensorial organism designed to give you information." Which, when we have sensations in our body, pain or, like little prickles or things, sometimes the thoughts in our head, like, oh, you know, be more gentle or water me. Those things are communication, and your body will give you information about things. So a couple months ago, I was teaching a 5-day class in the Chicago area, and we were at this lovely studio, store, and practitioner's clinical office. And this lovely lady in Chicago made all kinds of crystal jewelry, stone jewelry, and that was all over her office. And those type of, some people really hear those type of stones and creations, and she knew they were creations and they were beings she was created, because she's been playing in the same type of work I have. And so they were very loudly talking when I first got there, and I said, "Okay, you guys, you can be here in the class. This is your place." It was like her shop where we were having the class in the big space in her entryway. And so I had a talk with them. But while I was sitting there, my back was just like feeling funky, and my back hadn't bothered me for quite a while. And and so when this happened, I was real busy setting up my mic to record class and doing all this stuff. And after about halfway through the third day, I came back after a break. And I haven't really been into crystals per se since, well, kind of a lot of us started playing with this stuff in the late 80s. Oh, maybe middle 80s, whatever. Anyway, story's getting long. But there are a couple kinds that I really like that speak to me, see, even in our language, and that I really resonate with, and I will pull out for a certain purpose because I perceive their energy. And I came back for this potty break, looked behind my chair. There was a whole, shelf of stones and different things. And this whole huge shelf right behind my chair was filled with ammonite, one of those stones that speaks to me. Spiral shape and kind of a fossil thing. There's a lot of power in spiral energies, and a lot of you probably know about that. But anyway, I turned around and I saw them, and I went, "Oh, hi!" And I went, "Oh my goodness, they've been talking to me and I just wasn't listening." Like a little yappy room of little kids going, hi Amy, we're back here. You might like to know we're here. Hi, hi, hi." And I finally got it. The penny dropped. And I said hi to them, and all that sensation, that kind of intensity that I was feeling in my back, went away immediately. So anyway, I just wanted to give you this little perspective, around this time of year when, maybe the veil is thin. I think Earth traditions call it Samhain, different traditions, we call it Halloween. There's the Catholics have All Souls Day, the day after the Day of the Dead and stuff like that. Things like that, so many people actually do believe in them. They're looking for somebody they can talk to. My husband likes to teach this class that has to do with it, so we do a little shorty thing about it. There are things we play with that if stuff like that bothers people, and anyway, we're weirdos you can talk to about that stuff. I just wanted you to have this point of view so you could just ask a question, like, "Hi, Dad, is that you? Oh, that makes sense. You're coming to me when I'm playing pickleball in a gym. Hi." And there's a good point we'll talk more about in the class this week. Sometimes when people who have passed on come around, we get sad. What if we could just say hi? What if that's all? They're just checking in real quick. Just a thought. Have fun playing with this. I'd love to hear your experiences. And I hope to see you in person sometime. Have a great day. I hope this contributes. Please give it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe if you like my videos. Bye, guys.